And what's this ministry all about?
Mount Druitt is an area of great need and of considerable disadvantage. And the church has been in ministry here in the past, and then there was a time when the Uniting Church didn't have any ministry here. So it's a new ministry starting. And what we are trying to do is just to be present to the community, a presence in the community. That's, I think, the essential first part of it. And that means getting to know people, building relationships of trust, walking with people in their times of need, and also we offer opportunities for worship and spiritual reflection, and particularly in times of special need.
Well, I've just been employed as a new youth worker at Bidwell Uniting Community Centre and also at the Mount Druitt Indigenous Church. I guess as a youth worker, I want to see young people come to Christ. I want to be their friend. I just want to be really a familiar face in the community. I want people to know me, to trust me, and to know that I'm an honest person and that I work for the Uniting Church. Yeah, and I just want to build bridges with the community, with community groups, and just to let people know that the church is here and it's here for them.
So what are the sort of things that are happening here?
Well, the church property here is well used. There are a number of congregations who worship here regularly. There's a Tongan and a Samoan Uniting Church congregation. There's a Roman Catholic congregation. There's a Tongan Seventh-day Adventist congregation and a community church who all use this facility for worship. And one of the really exciting things is that Uniting Care and the diocese are going to jointly fund a community development worker to work out of these premises.
Bidwell and Mount Druitt have had a lot of bad press, like for a long, long time. But where do you see God at work in a place like this?
Well, I see God at work with individuals and families in this area, often people without a lot of resources themselves, but with incredible generosity. There's an incredible level of caring for each other in this community. I also, in terms of this ministry here, I very much sense that God is calling us to work across cultures and across denominations. And both of those things are happening in small ways, but in really exciting ways.
I see God working through the people. We're all God's creation, and everyone needs to be loved. And I feel that the people working here at Bidwell really show Christ's love through the things they do, through the way they act towards people, and they're real, I guess, Christ-centered ministry through the work that they do, just being the people that they are.
Where is this project or this ministry at its most missional?
It's at its most missional when it's serving the needs of people who are the least respected in our society. I think I see service as mission. Being here to be of service to the people is mission. And we come in the name of the Uniting Church, but more particularly in the name of Christ, to offer that service.
Now we're here at Rosemeadow Aids Uniting Church. Not much of a church. It's there's no steeple, there's no stained glass windows. Bit of disappointment, really. But anyway, no, we'll talk to Phil. Phil's our community lay pastor something or other out this way. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can find him. So, Phil, let's just want to ask you a few questions about what you're doing here.
Yep.
Is that all right?
Yep, fine.
Yeah. Well, firstly, what's it all about? What's your project all about here?
Okay, this is the Rosemeadow Uniting Church. This section is called the House of NASA project.
House of where?
NASA.
Yes, launch
rockets. Yeah.
Rockets,
no.
right? Okay. Yeah.
Well, actually, NASA is a Hebrew word, I'm told, ancient Hebrew word that means uplift and hold.
Okay.
And that's what our philosophy is in the community here. We're not a handout church. We're not a church that just fixes things for people. We help people and we work with them and hold them. And that's what this whole garden project and our Lender Mower project is about. It's about being able to give people the opportunities to make it on their own by encouraging them and supporting them. We were looking at new ways of being church and how we can be authentic in areas like this. We could set up, as you said, we don't look like a church, and that's an advantage. When we do baptisms, we go to the people's houses. We go, the whole church goes, because there's not many of us who are official members. Yep. So the official members go along to the person's backyard, community hall or whatever it is. We baptise the child. We do a pre-interview like you would in a normal church, where we go down and we meet with the people and ask them a few questions where God fits in that and stuff like that. Have a smoke with them, talk about racing cars and all that sort of stuff, make them feel welcome. So yeah, our whole philosophy is being where the people are, like Jesus did. Like it's not new, it's old. It's real early church stuff, but doing it in the modernist style type of thing.
Yeah.
Because I just find people here don't want to be preached at. They already know that they come to me and they say, oh, well, we know we're not very good. And I say, well, that makes you excellent. Because that's what Jesus said to people. And so we encourage them and build them up. It's kingdom building stuff. Jesus is everywhere. You see him in the kids that I work with, you see him in the community, and just in the situations, the things that rise up. I mean, the tragedies and the highlights. Like recently I did a burial for a 26-week-old still alive baby for the girl that's my assistant youth worker. And within that I could see Jesus there with those people and holding them and comfort them. And being able to say to them, I don't know why this happened. Yeah. And not have to try and lie to them and say, well, it's because you did something wrong, God punished you, But being able to say, God loves you. We call God the boss, and Jesus is the boss's son. So, we know that he's here with us. We know the place is holy, because you could walk around here any time and you'll hear people, oh, God, so he's around. And then Jesus is around because Jesus is the next word they use. So, we know he's here. Yeah. And people are authentic about that and like the fact that we're not ramming the big book down the throat, but we're living out the big book.
Thanks so much for your time, Phil.
That's all right. Catch you later.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And, yeah. Well, there you have it. An amazing story. Yeah, so here we are, Narellan Uniting Church this time. Another Uniting Church building. And as you can see, another church building, no steeple, no stained glass windows. What's this world coming to? Alrighty, well, we're going to have a chat to the deacon who's in ministry here, Simon Lee.
Well, the church actually felt that they actually wanted to create authentic relationships with the people that were in the area, and the way they felt they could do that was through sport. Now, how can you actually interact with people in sport and be able to offer some form of Christian witness and worship there? And they felt the best way to do that was to actually build their own sports centre. God comes with each and every one of us as we actually come in this place. God's not within the building. God is not of this building, but is with the members of the congregation here. And we're actually God's representative here. We're being the voice of God here. So as we make our relationships with people, allow those people to understand a bit about us, and we understand a bit more about them, they start to see glimpses of Christ, the risen Christ within each of us. And that's where God is present and alive in the most real way for people. It's not in the building. Sure. It's not in the stained glass, which we don't have, or the steeple we don't have. Where we're probably most missional is where we start to actually interact with the people who actually come here. So it's not just a business. It's not just a community service. It's where we actually get down and we sit down with the customers that come down and we start just talking with them. That's where we become most missional. It's about developing those real, authentic relationships with people.
I'm here with the Reverend Sione Ellie, who's the minister at Lidcombe Samoan Parish. And they've recently received quite a considerable grant from the Mission Resource Fund, and we're here to learn a bit more about what that's for.
This block, you can say, is the block, the new block we poured for the sake of this project. The reason why the hall in the church is far too small for the church. It is a growing church. And the only reason why we put this one, to build properties that would meet the church growth, will have a much bigger properties to fulfill the missions and the functions and all the plans for a growing church. hello to the presbytery. Thank you very much for your consideration. I remember you. I'll invite all of you to come when we dedicate this church, I hope, the next 3 years. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks very much.